Yo, what is up, y'all? Travis here. I am back with a brand new review for the brand new project from, and so far what they're saying is it's going to be their final project from Megadeth, the most iconic, well, not the most, but probably one of the most iconic thrash groups of all time. They have had a very long career of like going on now, what, 40 years or so. They've got their start in the 80s, and they have pretty much been a giant influence for the entire genre. Like their frontman, Dave Mustaine. He is very controversial. Yes, he has had his times. He has had his times where he has gone on podcasts and stuff and said certain things, and he's always gotten into confrontations with stuff. And he had that whole back and forth thing with, Metallica and James Hetfield. Yes, and James and Kirk Hammett, and yeah. But so yes, he has been known to be very controversial. But to say he hasn't helped him and the entire group, to say they haven't been influential when it comes to thrash and just the whole metal genre, they absolutely have. And they've had some great albums, great albums. Symphony for Destruction was incredible. They've just had some great projects throughout their career. They have had some kind of anchors as well, but they have had a great career. And just to say that. And I feel like with the project here, where they say this is going to be their final project, my thoughts on this project are, I really feel like this project was just very, it felt very, stale. It was just stale. It was stale. It had no flavor to it, it felt like. It just felt like this project was just... It really felt like a very stale, bland version of what their sound is. Like, there were a couple cool songs, like the final track I thought was very good. But it felt like, especially Dave. And no, he hasn't had the greatest vocals throughout his career. He's had some very shitty times where he's had some shitty vocals, but this project was like, he felt like he almost didn't sound himself. It almost like he sounded forced on here. This did not sound like Dave enjoyed it. It sounded forced. It also felt very cheesy as well. The song writing felt like something like a high schooler wrote. The songs on here, the songwriting was cheesy. The vocals felt very it felt very just hail. That's the best way to describe this project. It was just hail. It was a hard listen. It felt like this project was it just felt like a forced version of what they have done their entire career. It felt like just a very watered down version of themselves, and some of their instrumentation still sounds fine, but it's just, I think it's just Dave just sounded like Dave on here just did not sound himself. He really did not sound himself. And like, to say, yes, and it's just, it felt very hard to sit through and hear this entire project. Like, and no, they haven't had, like, and the thing with it is that there were a couple songs on here that did sound very good. Like, the final track I thought was actually very good, and it was kind of a good kind of way to kind of send it off. Like, oh, like, well, so I thought the final track was a good way to kind of send off the entire career, but the entire project as a whole just felt like a very watered down, bland version of themselves. And it's not to say that, like, they haven't had, like, albums before that have kind of been meh, but this one was like meh times like 100. Like, this was like, this felt like a high schooler came in here, sat down, wrote some very edgy lyrics. Like, for example, one on here where he's talking about cross my heart, I hope you die. Like, that is some shit a high schooler will write. Like, that is some shit a high schooler will write. That was just, it just felt weird hearing that in 2026 from the group that has influenced an entire genre. That is what my problem with this is. It was just, it felt weird hearing this from a group that has influenced an entire huge genre. And I think that's what my problem with this was. That is what it felt like. It felt like that. And, yeah, and hearing this project, that's how I feel. And if it's the final one for sure, not the greatest project to end it on, though I do feel like, and I've said it now like twice now, but I do feel like the final track on here was a very good send-off. But just the songwriting throughout was just cheesy. I thought the vocals were like strained and forced. And yes, he is older now, but still, it just feels forced. It always has. And I think that's my problem with Dave somewhat throughout his career, is he hasn't had the best vocals. Like, live and all that, he hasn't had the greatest vocals. So, but yeah, but hearing this project through and through, I just don't enjoy it. I thought it was stale and, yeah, not very good. So that's just my thoughts on this project. I feel like it was a very watered down version of their sound, and it's kind of sad because they've had songs in the past I have enjoyed a lot. They've had great projects I've enjoyed. So, and they are highly influential when it comes to the whole metal genre. So, to say that is sad, but not really surprising, because they've had some projects that haven't been the greatest, especially lately. So, and Dave's vocals haven't always been the greatest. So, yeah, but I do feel like some of the riffs were cool. I thought some of the drum patterns on here were cool still. So there's some highlights here when it comes to the instrumentation. But no, I thought the project was just bland as whole, and I thought that is my thoughts on it. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Comment your thoughts down below. How did you guys feel about this project? Explain why. Come tell me why. Come subscribe to my channel too, by the way. Come join. Cool stuff to come on here. Great stuff on here. Come like and share the videos. Subscribe. It helps out my channel a lot to help grow and do stuff on here. So come like and share. It helps a lot. Comment your thoughts. And yeah. And I just saw my string is like short, and this one's very, very like long. So I just now saw that. So that's gonna bother me now. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all. I care about you all. Thank you. Yeah, that's really all I have to really say. So thank you guys. I love you all, and have a great night. Stay safe, stay happy, all that stuff. Stay warm, and it's always fuck ice. Goodbye.